Good morning, I'm Pat Thurston. My guest is Russ Baker. Russ Baker is the author of Family of Secrets. We're going to jump right to the phones. Let's go talk to, wasn't he just up there? Okay, I'm confused. Didn't we just have, on line 4, is that Mike? That's Mike in San Mateo. Hey, Mike?
Hi.
Hi.
Russ, I follow all of this stuff very closely because it's my passion. And you make a devastating argument. You have absolutely shocked me. I kept saying, I can't believe it, and I can't believe it. Truman, it took Harry Truman 13 years to catch on. Eisenhower caught on because when he left, he says, I cannot control the CIA. I don't know what's going on. And that brings me to 2010 with President Obama. And the fact of the matter is, he is a puppet. He has no moves because all I have to do is look at his Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, who his mentor was Bill Casey, the CIA director. I look at Gates. I look at Hillary Clinton, who I consider a super hawk. So Ron Paul, the Republican from Texas, said in essence that the CIA is running this country, period. Am I missing anything, Russ?
I think I don't want to oversimplify this. I don't think it's so organized that there is one entity, one group, one family, one company that's running anything. I think what you've got is a constant seesaw between competing power centers. Sometimes they form alliances. Sometimes parts of them split off and join with others. It's kind of the way, if you think about your own lives and circles of friends and things, it's just the way that things work. Certainly, the CIA is almost completely unaccountable. Congress is totally incapable and unable to regulate or provide oversight over them. And presidents do realize at some point they have this rude shock that, hey, I guess I'm the most powerful person in the world, but I'm a lot less powerful than I thought I was.
808-0810. Let's talk to Julie calling from Sacramento. Hi, Julie. Welcome to KGO.
Good morning. And I just wanted to ask a quick question, and that's on your book, Russ. Do you go into Prescott Bush with father-in-law George Herbert Walker having his property seized by FDR under the Trading with the Enemy Act vesting order number 248?
We were talking about that earlier. I had a kind of a rule of thumb with Family of Secrets, which was if there was somebody who could call in and tell me something, then I wasn't going to put it in the book. So anything you already know, you're going to read Family of Secrets for stuff that you didn't know.
Yeah, but it's in there anyway.
It's referenced in there briefly, yeah.
808-0810. Let's go to Philip. Philip's in Oakland. Hey, Philip, welcome to KGO.
Good morning. This is the great show. Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning.
My question for you is, don't you think the second-term presidency is messing the American people up and a good person who wants to do the right thing instead of coming in and saying, I'm going to do 4 years, I'm going to make a complete withdrawal out of the wars, bring home the troops, I'm going to tell the banks they can't make no foreclosures for 4 years. I'll give them the money. They can still take their bonus, but no foreclosures. Also have the public option or universal health care you do, and sign with the pen, don't ask, don't tell, by law to change the gay status that you can serve.
Okay, that's a very interesting idea, and that is that by having 2 terms, a president has to focus on re-election instead of taking bold steps, to really create a legacy.
Right.
It would be interesting. Somebody said that to me today. What if Obama said, you know what? I don't even care about the second term. I'm just going to do everything that I said I was going to do and everything that I can do to improve and change this country.
Well, he has recently said, I may well be a one-term president, but I'm going to do this. And that's good.
By the way, of course, when you say I may well be one-term president and you do all of those things, you know what's going to happen?
You're going to be a two-term president. I know, because we're
right.
dying for somebody like that. Yeah. 808810, the telephone number. Let's talk to Steve. Steve's in Palo Alto. Steve, hi, welcome to KGO.
Yeah, I have some friends that are kind of right-wing, and they kind of view Obama as being part of a left-wing conspiracy. With the William Ayers and all that stuff. And I'm just wondering, you're focusing on one particular family and one particular group of people, and like you're saying, there are competing factions and so forth. And what you're saying also is that once a president gets in, they don't really have the power. So are there other factions out there, and more left-wing type or Democratic type of machines that are out there that are pushing some of these people?
Well, look, I mean, as we all know, the left in the United States can't get together and agree on what kind of sandwich to make. So I don't think you have a countervailing force there. But look,
the fascists have always been better organized.
You raise an interesting question: is what are we going to do about examining this stuff in the long haul? And if I may point out, you mentioned earlier our nonprofit, whowhatwhy.com. That's those three words: who, what, why, not when, but why. And the reason it's why is because we think that's the most important question and the least asked question in the mainstream media, is why things really happen. And so we've launched a nonprofit investigative organization. It's nonpartisan, non-ideological, but we are pretty fierce in drilling down and trying to get to the bottom of things. We've got a website. We are trying to create a movement in this country. We don't take
Who's
ads. We have if you go to the site and you click on people, you can see the names of people like who are on our advisory board: Daniel Ellsberg, Francis Moore LePay, Mark Dowie. All kinds of people are on our advisory board, and we're trying to raise the money so we can build a staff of conscientious investigative journalists who don't have to worry about what advertisers think, don't have to fear corporate ownership, and we're trying to create this broad-based movement to really take back this country by providing people with the sort of information that empowers them. Truth really is an empowering force.
It seems as if when at the founding of our country, when the First Amendment was written and when people were so concerned about the freedom of the press was not huge. It was small entities. It was pamphleteers. It was people who were doing independent work and getting information out for the most part. We've really lost that. But I think with the Internet, we've been gaining it back again. It was really impossible in the United States for people to just kind of hand out things and have them taken seriously. But there are a lot of people who have come up with websites and investigative entities that are accomplishing some great things if people would pay attention.
There are some. I'm not quite as sanguine about it because I think that the Internet has primarily enabled our ability to express and share our opinions. When you talk about really diligent, detailed research, footnoted, there aren't that many people who are doing that, who are trained in that. I wish there were more. One of the things we're hoping to do with Who, What, Why is if we can really get the resources and the backing together, is we want to create a kind of a training academy and create a whole new generation of very serious, diligent investigative journalists, put them out on the web there and give them this kind of platform not to express opinions, not to entertain people, not more news, weather, and sports, but really drilling down into all the great issues that face us, from climate change to what's the real story with the economy and health insurance. We're not getting the real story,
right.
and we're not getting the real story about the Obama administration, and we ought to be getting it.
Yeah. Russ, I am delighted that you stayed with us for the full 3 hours. I thank you so much, and I encourage everyone to get the book Family of Secrets. Of course, go to kgoradio.com, and you'll be able to find the information about the book. But if you also check on the KGO bookshelf at the website on Monday, it'll be real easy for you to order the book through there. And right now we're going to talk with John Hamilton and find out what's going on. John Hamilton on the Go is coming up next. Hey, John.
Is so. Pat, thank
Hi.
you. Another interesting show.
Well,
Can't
of
stop
course.
listening.
What are we supposed to do? We've got to make it interesting. We have to